Now, the next person I'm going to speak to is Julie Tobell. I think she started or she leads the Sommerfield Residents Association on Facebook, and we're very interested in of course, in local organisations who use Facebook to do various things. And we're going to speak to Julie now to find out what she's been up to. So just one moment, and I'll get her on the line. And of course, you can call us on 027 257 9672 at some time if you want to indulge in a little bit of talk back with us here on After Dark. Good evening, Julie.
Hi, Nick. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I can hear you nice and clearly there. Tell us about your association, the Residents Association on Facebook, and what it does.
Right. Well, I created the Sommerfield Residents Association group, firstly in 2001, and then it folded sort of shortly after. And then after the earthquakes in 2013, I felt that our community needed more opportunities for residents to connect and to be supported and for a way to be advocated for. So I restarted the Sommerfield Residents Association then.
And how many members do you have now?
So on the Facebook page that we've created, we have over 3,500 members, and it's steadily growing all the time, actually. And it's an excellent way for our residents to communicate and any concerns or problems, or if there's events coming up or projects coming up. And it works ideally, actually. It's a very active group, and very thankful for all the active members on our page. It makes our community, I feel, more connected and easier to communicate with as well.
I guess this is what Fairfax were trying to do with Neighbourly, although that's rapidly becoming a more commercial thing. But you guys started your association well before Neighbourly, didn't you?
We did, yeah. So that was shortly after I restarted it in 2013, I created the Facebook page as a way to communicate, and I think Neighbourly was probably a little bit after that, actually. And I think the ways to communicate, Neighbourly is very useful in some ways, but Facebook possibly is a faster way for people to communicate more instantly. If there's a crime happening, then you instantly know about it.
Now, you won't be looking at Facebook at the moment because it's about a minute out of sync from we're talking now, and that appears about a minute later. But we've taken up on your idea of getting a graphic up. So it's actually telling people that Julie Tobell is talking to me now. So thank you for that suggestion. That was good. We've managed to follow up on that. So what kind of things do you organise via your interest group?
So we have many projects that we've organised. A strong component of it, in our area we have the Sydenham Cemetery, so we've had many weed out events for that. Sommerfield Park is a real strong part of our community and a real great place to connect with. So we've constructed a picnic table with the help of Cashmere High School students and the community combined. That was in 2015. And then we had Sommerfield School students. They helped us design and paint, and the community became involved with it too, a community mural. Sommerfield Park. We've also, I've also established a SCIRT, which is a Sommerfield Community Emergency Response Team, which helps all our residents in our community to become more aware and more prepared for any emergency preparedness. So that's a very important component, and that particularly came after the earthquakes. There was that need for our community to become more prepared in our homes, because it'll be, yeah.
This sounds like a natural evolution of Neighbourhood Watch.
Right, yes. So we're in touch with them as well, neighbourhood support and things. We encourage our residents in all homes to set up neighbourhood watches in the street. Dave Wilkinson is a great person who can help advocate for that as well. So and it's about looking after your neighbours, as we've all recognised post-earthquakes, that it has to be your first thought, and along with your family, really. And so we've set up an emergency response team at St Mark's on the corner of Sommerfield and Barrington Street, so that if people feel that they need to evacuate for some reason, or if they are able to help in some way, then we're able to meet at St Mark's there in Barrington Street.
Have you been asked to stand for community board?
I have had a few people say similar to like that, or for the council or whatever, but I enjoy what I do. I really enjoy the voluntary aspect of it. I also enjoy nursing. My career is nursing, and I'm a busy mum of 3 children. So I find that I have a really good balance of community, family and work, career aspects. So I don't know if I'd have enough time to do more.
Well, it sounds to me like you're kind of already doing a lot of the stuff that you would do on a board, but you're just not on it.
Yeah. That's right, yeah. And I love it. I really do. I really love being involved with the community. We organise community picnics, like it's One at Gardens. We've also organised Halloween community events at the Sommerfield Community Centre. That's hopefully going to be a really strong project in the future for our community, is to renovate and to make our community more included within this community centre. That's been there since the 1940s, and it's not as well utilised as what it could be. So in the future, hopefully we're going to see big changes in that area too.
Yeah, we lost, in the neighbourhood I'm in Shirley, we lost the community hall there. I never actually went into it, but I think it was fairly dilapidated, and then basically the earthquake finished it off. But I don't think anything's replaced it, and that's a bit sad, really.
It is. I think it's really important for communities to connect to a certain space and to have those centres. We had a board games night, a simple board games night a few weeks back, and although it was the smallest turnout, it appealed to a lot of people, and on Facebook there were a lot of people that may be keen to attend with it, and join us in with another time, actually. And if we make it more regular and more consistent, then I can see something like that might grow a little bit more. And do you know what? I mean, we've got so much technology in this world, and everyone's able to access phones at a drop. But actually, maybe we're losing that social art and that just playing a board game, simple things in life. So, I can see that could be something in the future that we could regularly keep up and develop more things. So, and we have some connections with some of the local youth groups and churches, which, not that SRA is of religious background, it is great to have those connections and to work together on these projects. I also offer different residents associations in our area, so all over the South Christchurch we often meet up 3 or 4 times a year, and that's a great way for the different associations to connect together as well.
If you don't mind me asking, which part of the hospital do you work in? You mentioned you're a nurse.
Yes, in the general surgical area.
So you must have been involved, or maybe you were involved in the response to the Elm Lane Incident.
So I wasn't directly involved, but I think it probably did affect all of us at some stage, didn't it? It's so hard for it not to affect us, but fortunately I was able to be at home waiting for my children to come home when they were still at school and able to leave. So, I feel lucky in that respect, and I really feel for all the staff and everyone that was involved with that event. It was a horrific event. the staff did amazingly well. So
I've spoken to a few people who were involved at all different levels. In fact, a colleague of mine was actually there shooting an operation with a video camera, as an educational thing when the incident happened. Another surgeon that I know got called in to work on it, and everybody is of the opinion that the response was absolutely amazing. I mean, the hospital had rehearsed for it, for a major incident, but not of that size, and yet everything clicked into place, and they were able to do a very good job. Would you concur with that?
Definitely. And I guess that's part of why we've started up an emergency response group as well, because none of us know what lays ahead of us, what may be happening. In that instance, that was nothing that we could directly be involved with or assist with, but we have to be prepared for anything. We've learnt that in our city, haven't we? It's an ever-changing city, isn't it? So, but I think, and hopefully we can see the positive sides as to what came out of that, and I think there has been a lot of aroha and a lot more togetherness with different cultures and religions as well. So I think we have to focus on the positive side of that and look forward to developing stronger links between our cultures and religions as well.
That terrible earthquake, the 22nd, and the first one, but especially the second one, it did really galvanise us because we all kind of went through it together. I wonder if that has stayed with us or whether we're starting to lose that.
Yes. I agree with you. I think initially there was a lot of focus on being prepared, and I think as time goes on, I think it is a natural thing to lose that urgency and importance to be prepared. So that's why we've created emergency response packages which were delivered to all our residents just as a gentle reminder that we do need to be prepared.
I must say I drove out to Thompson's Road about 2 or 3 months ago to refill I bought some more water containers because I didn't have any. I'd moved house, and the water supply where we live had lots of chlorine in it. So, but one of the wells out in Belfast was declared, chlorine free. So I went out there and filled up, and it made me think, well, where's my emergency food now? Where's my grab bag and all that kind of stuff? And I must say, personally, I've let things slip a bit.
Right. Yes, I think it's a very hard thing to keep focused on, isn't it? Because we all get so busy with our own lives and things sidetrack us, and there's always that thought that it's not going to happen to me. But we've learnt in history that actually it could quite possibly, and they'll find fault. We had a very useful expo in March for the skirt, and we had guest speaker talking about the Alpine Fault and the impact that it will possibly make to Canterbury and to Christchurch. So that was quite a good wake-up call. We've created a new skirt page, a Sommerfield Community Emergency Response Team Facebook page as well. So hopefully more people will join on that. And that's another useful link that's more directly involved with emergencies. So that if anything does come up, I will certainly be sharing to that, and hopefully others will be sharing into that as well. So,
well, Julie, thank you very much for talking with us this evening. I've been talking with Julie Tobell. She, do you run it, or did you administer the Sommerfield Residents Association Facebook group?
Well, I did create it, and I'm one of the admins. I'm fortunate I've got 4 other awesome people that help with that as well. So it's a big page now, a lot of people, a lot of members. So I'm very thankful for our other admins that help him, and also our Sommerfield Residents Association Committee who help with all our events and our projects that we run as well. So so we, encourage anyone to join our SRA Facebook page, Sommerfield Residents Association Facebook page, or our skirt page. we would love to have you join us. And the beauty of these pages is that there are other areas and they do overlap. So we have, residents that live in Spraydon and Herne Hay and Lower Cashmere and Cashmere and that, and it's great because we need those connections. I'm also grateful for all these people that have started up their own initiatives. Like we've got someone that started up the Sommerfield Community Pantry so that, people bring food and share food at 105 Stanbury Ave. That's a really great initiative that someone else has set up. It's always great when other people take on these projects as well. So, and an art room at Somerset Crescent, that's an assembly point. So fabulous people in our community, and I'm very grateful that we live in such a great community and we have so much history in our area too. So I feel very grateful that we do live in a good city and a good, Summerfield is a good area, and I think, we have to focus on what we can be grateful for, really, I think, don't we?
Those community pantries are a great idea. We're going to talk about those in a future episode of the program. Hey, thanks for talking with us, Julie. What we're going to do as well is we'll segment this your interview off tomorrow, and we'll repost it so that people in your group who didn't hear it tonight can hear it again maybe during the week.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Nick. That's lovely.
It'll be great to talk to you again in the future. Julie Tobell, that's from Sommerfield Residents Association and their Facebook group.